President Biden is now in Ireland after spending the first part of his trip in Northern Ireland to mark 25 years after a groundbreaking peace deal there.
Yes, that's right. The Good Friday Agreement brought an end to decades of conflict in the region. The president praised the landmark agreement in a speech in Belfast this morning. He said the U.S. is committed to making sure that peace continues.
I come to Belfast to pledge to all the people of Northern Ireland the United States of America will continue to be your partner in building the future the young people of our world deserve. It matters to us, to Americans, and to me personally.
CBS News senior White House correspondent Weijia Jiang joins us now. Weijia, tell us what the president had to say about why this peace deal is so significant still 25 years later.
Well, President Biden urged Northern Ireland to sustain the peace. He linked it to prosperity, saying that peace is required for economic growth. And he praised Northern Ireland for being able to continue to bring in more dollars and pledged that the U.S. would play a role in maintaining that peace. And this was also personal for the president, not only because of his ties to this area, but because he referenced the January 6th attack. And he said that the Good Friday Agreement is an example of how repair can happen after devastating breakages, after so much violence and death. And so he said that he understood how fragile democracy can be, and he warned against allowing political and ideological divides literally divide area. So I think this was a very personal speech for the president, both in terms of the analogy to politics at home, and of course the fact that this entire trip is extremely personal to the president.
Interesting comparison, though. Yeah.
I know CBS News has learned that, and this sounds insane, documents that potentially contained sensitive information about his trip to Ireland were found on a street in Belfast. Tell me you, Ed, our White House team didn't drop some notes on the floor. What do we know about
this on them?
What do we know about these documents and how they were accessed?
Errol and Lana, it is insane when you think about it, because a source from the Secret Service told CBS News that literally they believe that these papers might have fallen out of somebody's pocket onto the street. Now, to be clear, there wasn't any sensitive material in terms of the names of any officers or any sensitive movements of President Biden. It was more of a rough draft of what he was going to do. I'm looking at this statement that just came in a short time ago. Basically, the documents had names and positions of police officials, but did not contain any Secret Service information or their detailed plan. But the fact that, information, even a rough draft of the president's itinerary is alarming, especially because, guys, just a few days ago, the police in Northern Ireland thwarted a terrorist attack. Groups of political dissidents were trying to purchase bomb parts to try to disrupt President Biden's visit there. So it is extremely jarring that these documents were found on the streets just days after that.
Quite stunning. Of course, it had nothing to do with how this organization manages information. But Weijia Jiang, we appreciate that update from you and what is some inclement Irish weather there. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Weijia.